Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Agajanana Padmarkam, Gajanana Maharnisham, Anekadantam Bhaktanam, Ekadantamupasmahe. Saraswati Namastubhyam, Varade Kamarupini, Vidyarambham Karishyami, Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Okay, Astu. So, Mahesh and Devesh, do you have any questions from the first lesson?
Except for the Sandhi, can you just explain the Sandhis once more?
So, you remember it as a mathematical equation. Even when practicing, you write it like a mathematical equation only. Okay. So, what will you write in mathematical equation? How do you write A plus B is equal to C? Like that we write, right? Here also, like that only you practice for any Sandhi rules. Even in the Swara Sandhis also, I told you the same. Continue the same practice with the Vyanjana Sandhis also. So in first Chutva Sandhi, Sakara and Cha Varga letters. Okay, you write them vertically. So first you write below that you write Ta Varga, Cha, Ta, Tha, Da, Dha, Na. Okay, write vertically all of these in one column. In the second column, right across Sakara, you write Shakara, the Shivasha. And then across the alphabets of Ta Varga, you write the alphabets of Cha Varga. So across Ta, you should have Cha. Across Tha, Cha, and so on. Then the resultant in the third column, you will have to write what the first column letters will be replaced with. Now, what these two columns, column 1 and column 2, what do they represent? Column 1 represents the ending letter of the first word. Okay, Sandhi is happening between two words. Sandhi always happens between two words. So, the left hand side and right hand side, we have two aksharas, right? So, the left hand side akshara is the one that the first word ends with. And the right hand side akshara is the one that the second word starts with. So, the Sandhi is happening between those two. So, here the first column represents the akshara that the first word is ending with. And the second column indicates the akshara with which the second word is starting with. So Sandhi is happening between these two. So when Sandhi is happening between Sakara and Tavarga letters and Shakara and Chavarga letters, then the first column letters means Sakara and the Tavarga letters, okay, will be replaced with Shakara and Chavarga letters respectively. Remember that word respectively. Means Sakara will be always replaced with Shakara. Takara will always be replaced with Chakara. It can come across with any of the Chavarga letters. Okay, now Cha plus, like earlier Priya auntie was asking, Lakshmanas plus Cha. So Lakshmanas, Sakara is there. And it is followed with Chakara, not Shakara. So that was her question. It is followed by Cha, not Sha. But why is it replaced with Sha? So the Sakara and any of the Tavarga letters can be followed by any of this second column letters. They can be followed by any of the second column letters. There is no rule that they have to be followed by only the letter that is across them. They can be followed by any of the Shakara or Chavarga letters. But when replacing, the Sakara will always be replaced with Shakara only. Takara will be replaced with Chakara only. Tha will be replaced with Cha, and so on. They will be replaced with what is across them. Replacement will be with what is right across them. But they can come in contact with any of the letters that belong to this second column. Okay? Okay, Mahesh and Devesh? So, and another thing that we also observed was, in some cases, though takara is followed by any of these, it is not replaced with the cha, but it is replaced with the ja, right? In like sihrud plus jagama. So sihrit, takara is there. It should be replaced with chakara technically, but it is being replaced with jakara. Why? Because the second word is jagama, ja is there. So here another sandhi happens. Actually, ta will be replaced with the cha only. So suhrich jagama will come, but the cha will again be replaced with ja. That another sandhi happens there. That is the second step. That step is not shown here. It is directly shown that takara is replaced with jakara. Like that it appears. But there is another step to that, which when we learn that sandhi, I will tell you. Here, because of that, it appears very confusing, especially if you don't pay attention to this part when I'm explaining in the class, and then later when you look at the book, that will definitely cause confusion. So always remember, takara will be replaced with chakara only, but later another sandhi is happening, and that chakara is replaced with jakara. That sandhi, because we haven't covered it until now, they are not mentioning it here. We will be covering that in Shiksha itself. So at that time, when we discuss the rules of that sandhi, we can come back here and look at these special cases then. Okay. But until then, that is the rule is sakara and ta varga letters. When followed by shakara and cha varga letters, then the letters in the first column, means sakara and ta varga letters, will be replaced with the letters in the second column respectively. Okay, you use that word respectively so that you will know that ta will always be replaced with cha, and so on. But any akshara can come across it. It is not like ta should come across only, ta should be followed by cha only. No, it can be followed by any letter of the second column. Okay, so that is the rule. Similarly, shtutva sandhi also same, except that the right hand, the second column, is shakara as in shashti and ta varga letters. The left hand side is still the same. Sakara and ta varga letters will be followed by shakara and ta varga letters. Then the letters of the first column will be replaced with the letters of the second column respectively. Okay. So these two are very similar in implementation, except that in the first shutva sandhi, that is why shutva sandhi it is called. Cha varga letters we are using. Sha and cha varga letters. So shutva sandhi. Whereas in the second one, sha and ta varga letters. So shtutva sandhi we are saying. Okay. So these two sandhis implementation is exactly the same, except that the letter that the second word starts with are different in both these sandhis. Okay. Is that clear now, Devesh and Mahesh?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, and we have registered already like 2-3 weeks ago, ma'am, but we have not yet received our books, ma'am.
Oh, you have not yet received your books. You can call and follow up with them. You have to call them. Shall I post the pictures of the second lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll post the pictures of the second lesson. Anvay Rachna was fine. Any questions there?
Yes, Bhagini, Anve Rachna was fine.
Okay, good. So Devesh and Mahesh, I sent the pictures just now. Please check it out. Okay. So coming to the second lesson. So let us start with that one-line proverb that we have at the beginning of the lesson. Mano hi hetuhu sarvesham indriyanam pravartane. Okay. So mano hi hetuhu. Manaha hi hetuhu sarvesham indriyanam pravartane. So pravartanam means like you can take the meaning how we use in Telugu also. That is also one of the meanings. And like how it behaves, how the outcome of it is. So indriyanam pravartane manaha hi hetu. So how our indriyas respond is because of our mind. So many times we do not understand that. We do not understand the link between manaha and the indriyas. So we keep giving it to the indriyas, but it is the mind that has control of all these indriyas. So indriyas are just acting upon like how the mind wants them to. Mind wants them to behave, right? So if you want to control the indriyas, then mind is the one that we need to control. So that is the meaning here. Okay. So then kridantaha. So in the first lesson, we studied the Prathama Vibhakti forms of the present participles. We studied that kridantaha means the suffixes of the kriyapadams. A kriyapadam with suffixes are called kridantas. Okay. And here there are many types of kridantas. In Shiksha, we are studying the Kshetranta forms, which means present continuous tense. For Parasmaipadi Dhatu, it is called Kshetranta. For Atmanepadi Dhatu, it is called Shanach, which will come later in the 6th or 7th lesson. First, we will be studying the Parasmaipadi Dhatus. In the first lesson, we studied the Pumlinga, right? The Pumlinga forms of Kshetranta. And we have seen for the regular Kriya Padani, like Pathati, Likati, for all these, Pathan, Likhan, Gachan, and so on. So here we will be looking at some of the Vishesha Kriya Padas. We all know that we always come across some Vishesha Kriya Padani, and their forms will always be different from the regular ones. Even in the Lakaras, their forms were always different. So here also, the forms in the Kshetranta form also, they will have a little different form. And we also discussed the link between the Latlakara Prathama Vibhakti Bahuvachana form and the Kshetranta form, right? What is that link? Yeah. Does anybody remember?
We should just remove the T out of the Bahuvachana form of Prathama Vibhakti.
Uttamam. From the Prathama Vibhakti Bahuvachana form, we just have to remove the T. So of the Latlakara, don't forget the Latlakara. You cannot take any Prathama Purusha Bahuvachana form. You have to take it only for the Latlakara. So in Latlakara, the Pat Dhatu will have Pathanti. So if we remove the T, the form will be Pathan. So that will become the Kshetranta form of Pat Dhatu. So like that we studied for all the regular Kriya Padani. For irregular Kriya Padani also, the same principle works. So Karoti, for example, the Latlakara Prathama Purusha Bahuvachana form is Kurvanti. So if you remove the T, it is Kurvan. That is what is the Kshetranta form of Kridhatu. Similarly, Shrunoti. For Shrunoti, what is the Latlakara Prathama Purusha Bahuvachana form? Shrunvanti. Right? If you remove the T, we will get Shrunvan. So Shrunvan will become the Kshetranta form of Shrudhatu. Similarly, Krinati. Okay, Krinanti is the Prathama Purusha Bahuvachana form of Latlakara. If you remove the T, Krinan. In that way, Shaknoti, Shaknuvanti is the Prathama Purusha Bahuvachana. So Shaknuvan. will become the Shatranta form. So since you already know the Latlakara forms of the Vishesha Kriya Padani also, remembering for the Shatranta form is not additional task for you. Okay, if you remember this connection, then it is not. It will you will not feel that it is an additional table to memorize. Okay. Okay. Now let us look at the sentences given here and the meanings of each of these words. Okay. Pita karyam kurvan putram drishtavan. Okay. Pita karyam kurvan putram drishtavan. So, pita putram drishtavan. Always, whenever the sentence is getting complicated, for you to make it easy for your understanding, always go with karta and kriya and then karma padam. And then first if you identify these three, then identifying the other words will become a lot easier and less confusing. Okay. So pita putram drishtavan. Father saw the son. Karyam kurvan. So while he is doing his work, pita karyam kurvan. While doing his work, father saw his son. Now, who is doing this work, father or son?
Father.
Father is doing the work. Okay, don't get confused there. Pita karyam kurvan putram drishtavan. How do you say that kurvan is describing or telling about the father and not the son? How can we justify that grammatically?
Because Kurvan is also in Prathama Vibhakti, just like father.
Uttamam, Atyuttamam, very good, excellent. So Pita is in Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana. Kurvan is also in Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana. Whereas Putram is in Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachana. We know that Visheshana always follows the Visheshya in Linga, Vachana and Vibhakti. So Kurvan has to be a Visheshana to Pita only and not for Putram. Okay, that is how you grammatically justify. Okay, if there is a confusion for anybody, that is any time, even we ourselves might have that confusion. Because if you don't know the vibhakti and how and the relation between a visheshana and visheshya and all that, you can interpret this sentence as also father was looking at the son who is working, right? If you don't know this rule, but since we know the rule of the visheshana visheshya bhava and that the visheshana follows the visheshya in linga, vachana and vibhakti, we can justify that kurvan is about pita and not putram. Okay, so you need to be able to tell that also. It's not just going with the feeling, like how Mahesh or Devesh, I don't know which one of those two has answered, but like that we should be able to justify. Okay, that clarity should be there when we are explaining something. Only then the shlokas, when you are analyzing the shlokas, you will feel confident. Okay, you will know what you are doing is right if you are able to justify to yourself all these rules when we are applying the rules of Vyakarana, because shlokas are even more difficult than sentences, right? Sentences are a lot easier. Shlokas can have some ambiguity if we are not clear with our rules. If we are clear with our rules, such doubts we can always clarify or analyze much easily. Okay. Anantaram. Aravindah.
Bhagini, one small doubt. Can we change the order of the sentence? Should the sentence be just like while translation? While doing his work, the father saw the son. So can I just say the father saw the son while doing his work? It would be the same, isn't it?
Yes.
You can do it, right?
You can do it. Yes. See, that is what I said the Anvaya is. When I was explaining in the first lesson, I told you the Anvaya of a shloka can be a little different from person to person, I told you, right? This is exactly what I was talking about. That applies in any language, not only in Samskritam. In English also, This is the Anvaya given by the person who wrote this book. But like I said, this is not like a hard and fast thing that is the only way. No, he has to give some Anvaya. So he gave that. It doesn't mean that is how it should be all the time. Like you said, we can also say, father saw the son while doing his work. Father, while doing his work, saw the son. Okay?
Okay.
You can write in all these ways. But it should make sense in English language. When you are writing something in English, you have to follow the rules of English. So in English also, it should be in a form that is acceptable. Okay? Or more commonly used. Because the purpose of all these translations and all this is to make people understand it easily. We don't want to make it more complicated and ambiguous. Then what is the purpose of translation? So language is a matter of fact. Forget about translation. Even language by itself, the main purpose is for communication. What you are thinking, you should be able to convey to the other person as clearly as possible. So it doesn't mean that you have to use complicated words and only that will make a good sentence. No. It doesn't matter even if you use simple words. But whether our idea, whatever is in on our mind, is conveyed correctly to the other person, that is more important. Okay, in communication. So when we are doing these translations also, we have to keep that in mind. We should not blindly follow whatever is given in the source language. Word-to-word translations we should avoid. In the destination language, we have to think about the rules of destination language also. Accordingly, we have to do. Okay. So, say for example, Ravanam Ramaha Marayati. This sentence is given in Samskritam. Ravanam Ramaha Marayati. Now, a person who makes a word-to-word translation will write Ravana killed Rama. Right? Or Ravana Rama killed. That won't make any sense in English. Or even if he says Ravana killed Rama, that also won't make. So you have to take the bhavam of the sentence that is in Samskritam and look at the destination language and look at how best it can be represented in the destination language. Since English does not have that vibhaktis embedded into the words, especially for this dvitiya vibhakti. For other words, for other vibhaktis, there are other words that we can use that doesn't cause that confusion or change in meaning. But especially for dvitiya vibhakti, that thing is not there in English language. So we have to make sure that the meaning is conveyed properly, and that can be conveyed only if we write in one order. Rama killed Ravana. In any other order, the meaning will not be the same. With other cases, they are manageable in English because we have these prepositions that we use along with the subject and the object, which will help the meaning to be the same. But only with the dvitiya vibhakti, we don't have that in English language. So it is important for us to follow that order. Okay, so we have to also look at the destination language, see how the rules in the destination language are normally used, and accordingly we have to make. So it is okay to change the words, anyhow, provided you are still sticking to the rules of English when you are writing the sentence in English. Okay.
Sure. And your other one.
Anantaram Aravindaha Geetam Shrunvan Chitram Likhati. So Aravinda, while listening to the song, draws a picture. Okay. Anantaram Rakeshaha Padatranam Krinan Dhanasyutat Dhanam Swikritavan. So what is the meaning of this, Aruna Bhagini? Rakeshaha Padatranam Krinan Dhanasyutat Dhanam Swikritavan.
Padatranam, what I didn't get the meaning of that. Dhanashutam is bag.
Padatranam means like sandals, like shoes. that which protect your feet. So which are like slippers or shoes or whatever.
Oh, so while he was buying some shoes, then Dhanasyutat his bag. From the bag, he took out money.
Dhanasyutam means Dhanasyutaha is like purse. Money purse.
Purse from the bag. Syutat is from the bag. So Dhanam is money. Svikrutavan means he took out, you can say, or he took
money
out
from
of
his
bag.
purse. Dhanasyutaha itself means purse.
Purse, okay.
So while purchasing the sandals, Rakesh took money out of his purse. Okay. So while he's purchasing means like that purchase, that act of purchase is while he's talking to that salesperson, bargaining, come as part of purchasing, right? And he's taking the money out of his purse while that purchasing is happening. Okay. Shishuhu Rudan Pitamahim Ahutavan. Shishuhu Rudan Pitamahim Ahutavan. Mahesh or Devesh, would you like to answer?
While crying, the baby called for his grandmother.
Yes, correct. Grandmother, paternal grandmother. Pitamahi means paternal grandmother.
Paternal grandmother.
So while crying, the baby called out for his grandmother, his or her, his Shishu. Anantaram, Vriddaha idanim ghanaharam svikartum shaknuvan asti. Lalita Bhagini?
The old man is ready to take solid food now.
Yes.
He's
capable. He's capable or ready. You can say anything. He's capable or ready to have solid foods now. So after a period of sickness, during which time he was unable to eat solid foods, now he is able to take solid foods.
Yes.
Shaknuvan asti means he's right now ready. Etat akaryam iti janan api saha utkocham svikaroti. Priya Bhagini, etat akaryam iti janan api saha utkocham svikaroti.
Etat akaryam iti janan api saha utkocham svikaroti. What is the meaning of utkocham, Bhagini?
Utkocham means bribe. It is given at the bottom of the page.
Oh yeah, bribe. Okay, bribe. So, etat akaryam iti janan api saha utkocham. So he accepted the bribe while knowing that it is not correct. Akaryam.
Very good. Very good. Correct. So knowing that it is not the correct thing to do or it is a bad thing to do, he still accepted the bribe. Okay. Janan api, knowing that it is a bad thing to do. Akaryam means a bad thing to do or not a good deed. Akaryam is not a good deed. So this is not a good deed. Knowing that, he still accepted the bribe. Very good. Balakaha kandukam krinan margam pashyati. Mahodaya?
Bhagini. Balakaha kandukam krinan margam pashyati. The boy, while buying the ball, he looked at the road.
Yes, margam pashyati. He was looking at the road. Very good. Anantaram? While purchasing the ball, the boy was is looking at the road, we can say.
Agni, I just have a small question.
You
don't mind?
Yes.
These Janan, Rudan, these are all the same present continuous
yes.
Kshetra words. Are they any different from what we, the words that we learned in the first lesson?
So, like I was explaining that at the beginning of today's lesson, they are the same. They are the same. All are Parasmaipadi dhatus only. We are still doing the Parasmaipadi Dhatus, Kriya Dhatus only. But these are Vishesha Kriya Padas. Vishesha Kriya Padani. In the first lesson, we did the regular Kriya Padani. Here we are doing Vishesha Kriya Padani and how their forms will be in the Kshetranta form.
And Vishesha Kriya Padani means, are they that's special or some exceptions? Or
exceptional. So normally regular Kriya Padani means you look at Pathati, Likhati, Gacchati, and Tishtati, Upavishati. In all these forms, before Ti, right before Ti, all of them are ending in Akara. Right?
Yeah.
But whereas Karoti, Roditi, Shrunnoti, Krinati, all these are ending in a swara which is not Hrasva Akara. In Karoti, Okara is there right before Ti. In Shrunoti also you have Okara. In Krinati you have Akara. In Sheknoti also you have Okara. Roditi, Ikara you have. Janati, Akara you have. Okay, so you have different swara other than Hrasva Akara. So that is why they behave a little differently than the regular Kriya Padani. So these Kriya Padani, even in like Bhavishyat Kala, also they take a different form, right? In Bhavishyat Kala or in any Lakara also, they always will be different from the regular form. So that is why we identify them as Vishesha Kriya Padani and we study them differently because they don't follow the regular pattern of most of the other Kriya Padani. So 90% of the Kriya Padani follow our Pat Dhatu table like Pathati, Pathataha, Pathanti. They take the same form. But this set of Dhatus, they do not fit into that table. They have different forms in the Latlakara also. In each of the Lakaras, they take different forms. So we identify these Dhatus as Vishesha Dhatus and the Kriya Padani as Vishesha Kriya Padani. So with everything new that we learn, we also address these Vishesha Kriya Padani, how they, what kind of forms they take. Okay. And but they are still following our rule. Like with the Kshetranta, in the first lesson, mentioned that if you look at the Latlakara Prathama Purusha Bahuvachana form, and if you remove the whatever form is there, that form will be the Kshetranta form of that dhatu. These Vishesha Kriya Padani are also sticking to that rule. They are still following that rule. So Karoti is Kurvanti. So if you remove Ti, Kurvan. Shrunoti, Shrunvanti. If you remove the Ti, it is Shrunvan. Krinati, Krinanti. So again, if you remove the 3, Krinan, and so on. Okay?
Got it.
They are still following that rule, but because they are originally, little different, the form also will be different because of that.
So Latlakara form is different for these words.
For these Vishesha Kriya Padani, also the Latlakara forms are different, right? They don't follow the regular Pat Dhatu form. So the difference is already there and it is continuing. Because of that, the Kshetranta form also will be a little different. But it is still the similar to the Prathama Purusha Bahuvachana form. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Astu. Anantaram Balakaha Kandukam Krinan. That is over. Next. Lekhakaha Prashastim Prapnuvan Gata Dinani Smritavan. Okay. Lekhakaha Prashastim Prapnuvan Gata Dinani Smritavan. Vasanta Bhagini, would you like to try this sentence? You're on mute if you are trying to speak. Okay. Aruna Bhagini?
Bhagini. Lekakaha Prashastim. So Prashastim, can we take it as some award or something, Bhagini?
Yes.
So the writer, while receiving the award, thought of old or old days,
remembered his days that have passed.
remembered his days. Yeah. Okay.
So maybe the whatever he has done in the previous years is the result of this award, right? The award, whatever he is receiving, is because of what he has done in the past. So he is remembering that when receiving this award, he remembered of what all he did, which made him receive this award. So Lekhakaha Prashastim Prapnuvan. So while receiving his award, remembered his old days or days that have already passed. Ravindraha Putram Grihnan Yanam Arudhavan. Mahesh and Devesh.
Ma'am, can you repeat? This page is blurred.
Okay, Ravindraha Putram Grihnan Yanam Arudhavan.
Ravindraha
Putram Grihnan Arudhavan.
Ravindraha after
Putram Grihnan Yanam Arudhavan. While holding his son, he climbed the vehicle. Okay, Yanam Arudhavan. Like when somebody is climbing the bus, right? So you grab hold of your child. Putram.
P. Pa.
Pa.
I'm
Like
hearing
son.
Kutram.
No. Son. Putram.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you translated, I understood. I heard Kutram.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, while holding his son, Ravindra climbed the bus. Okay, that is the meaning. Anantaram, Shikshakaha Uttaram Dadat Kakshyataha Gatavan. So, while giving the answer, he, the Shikshakaha Kakshyataha Gatavan. He left the class. He left the class while giving the answer. So dadati in prathama purusha bahuvachana of latlakara dadati it will become, if you remember, right? Because this is also vishesha kriya padam. The bahuvachana of the latlakara form in prathama purusha is dadati. So if you remove the ti, dadat. Okay. So dadat. Shikshakaha uttaram dadat kakshyataha gatavan. Anantaram. Sainikaha dandanayakat bibhyat pratigatavan. Sainikaha dandanayakat bibhyat pratigatavan. So Dandanayakaha is the team leader, kind of. Okay, leader of the soldiers. So the soldier pratigatavan, left or returned. Like Gatavan is to go, Pratigatavan is to come and go again. Dandanayakat bibhyat pratigatavan. He being afraid of that leader, of his leader, he returned. Okay. So while he is afraid, and then te nutana prakoshte rajjum badnantaha geetavantaha. They geetavantaha. They sang. What did they sing? Is not given here. The karma padam is not there. Nutana prakoshte. Te nutana prakoshte geetavantaha. They sang in the new room. Doing what? Rajjum badnantaha. While tying the rope. While tying the rope, they were singing. Nayakaha mitrasya kashtam janantaha sahayam kritavantaha. Nayakaha sahayam kritavantaha. The leaders helped. Mitrasya kashtam janantaha. Knowing the difficulty of their friend, they helped. The leaders helped. Shishavaha mataram smarantaha rudantaha asan. So here Shishavaha is in Bahuvachana.
The babies cry remembering their mother, parent.
Babies. Here it is in Bahuvachana. Shishavaha. Shishuhu is Ekavachana. Shishavaha Bahuvachana. Mataram Smarantaha Rudantaha Asan. As they are remembering their mothers, they were crying. Okay. Te Prativarsham Janmadinotsave Rugnebhyaha Phalam Dadataha Asan. Te Phalam Dadataha Asan. So they give fruits. They give fruits. When Prativarsham Janmadinotsave, every year during their birthday, on their birthday. Rugnebhyaha Phalam Dadataha Asan. So they keep giving. So this is something that is happening every year. Okay. So Prativarsham Janmadinotsave Rugnebhyaha Phalam Dadataha Asan. For the Rugnaha means a sick person, patient. So every year on their birthday, they give fruits. So here giving of the fruits happens every year. In that sense, it is looked at as present continuous. So it is not happening like right now. Okay, but this is something that happens every year. They do this every year. In that sense, it is taken as present continuous. Dadataha asan. Janaha vartaha shrunvantaha harshodgaram kritavantaha. Okay, Janaha harshodgaram kritavantaha. So they are making harsha dhvanis, like they are shouting out of happiness. Why are they doing that? Vartaha shrunvantaha, as they were listening to the news. Okay, it could be election news, it could be some other news, whatever it is. So as they are listening to the news, they were making all these sounds out of happiness. Andhaha bhittim grihnantaha sopanani arudhavantaha. Andhaha sopanani arudhavantaha. The blind people are climbing the steps. Sopanam means step. Sopanani, bahuvachanam, steps. Arudhavantaha. They climbed. How did they climb? Bhittim grihnantaha. So while they are holding the stick, okay, as they are holding the stick, they climbed the steps. Karyakartaraha karyam kurvantaha geetam geetavantaha. The coordinators. Karyakartaraha means for every event, any event, there will always be somebody who is coordinating that event, right? So those people are called Karyakartaraha. Karyam kurvantaha geetam geetavantaha. So as they are doing their work, they are also singing. Kauravaha janantaha api adharmam acharitavantaha. So the Kauravas, knowing that it is not correct, that they are doing adharma, they still went ahead and did what they did, knowing that it is adharma. Janantaha api adharmam acharitavantaha. Knowingly, they did adharma. Balaha sarpat bibhyataha dhavitavantaha. Afraid of the snake, the boys ran. These are all in Bahuvachana. Okay, the boys ran afraid of the snake. Okay. So basically here we have a note. Let us simply read. Sometimes these special cases will be explained in these notes. In the previous lesson, you learned the Kshatranta forms of regular verbs like Gachan, Piban, etc. Given here are the Kshatranta forms of some Vishesha Kriya Padani. Okay, in the 10th sentence above, Dadat is the Kshatranta form. You may wonder why it is different from Pathan. You have learned about the grouping of roots into 10 ganas. In Pravesha, you have learned, right, that all the dhatus are grouped into 10 ganas. They are classified based on certain properties that they have. The Kshatranta forms of the roots of the third gana do not have nakara. Hence the form dadat. Okay. The plural of the same will be dadataha. Now pathan will become pathantaha. And for dadat, it will become dadataha, because nakara will not come for the dhatus that belong to the third gana. That is why takara came instead of nakara. Similarly, in bibhyat, dadat, etc., there is no nakara. So why dadati has dadat in the Kshatranta form is explained in this way. The plural forms of all the irregular verbs used in the above sentences are given in the exercise below. Okay. So here we have the bahuvachana forms of the lat lakara forms of these dhatus. Accordingly, we have to write the Kshatranta forms. Looking at the bahuvachana, it becomes a lot easy for us to write the Kshatranta form. Let us look at the abhyasa. Adhastana kriya padanam bahuvachanantam rupam drishtva Kshatranta pumlinga ekavachanantam rupam likhata. Okay, Kshatranta pumlinga ekavachana rupam. We are still doing the pumlinga only. Karoti becomes kurvanti. In Kshatranta, it becomes kurvan. So, Lalita Bhagini, would you like to read the next two kriya padani?
Yes, madam. Shrunoti, shrunvanti, shrunvan. Badhnati, badhanti, badnan.
Anantaram, Mahesh and Devesh, next two.
Roditi, rudanti, rudan. Shaknoti, shaknuvanti, shaknuvan.
Uttamam. Anantaram, Priya Bhagini.
Janati, jananti, janan, krinati, krinanti, krinan.
Uttamam. Anantaram, Mahodaya, Rammurthy Mahodaya.
Krinati, krinanti, krinan. Apnoti, apnuvanti, apnuvan.
Next one also, Grihnati.
Gruhnati, gruhnanti, gruhnan.
Uttamam.
Okay, thank you.
Uttamam. Anantaram, Vasanta Bhagini, would you like to try? Are you there?
Bibhyeti, bibhyeti, bibhyen.
Bibhyat. We studied that it belongs to the third gana and hence nakara will not be there. So the Kshatranta form will become bibhyat. Okay. For dadati.
Bibhyet. Dadati, dadati,
Dadat. Okay, dadat. In the note here, in the note in the previous page, it is given that for dadat, bibhyat and dadat, nakara will not come. So that is the reason why we have takara. Okay. Anantaram, adho nirdishtanam kriyapadanam Kshatranta pumlinga ekavachanantam rupam bahuvachanantam rupam cha likhata. So here only the latlakara prathama purusha ekavachana form is given. Now you have to pay a little bit more attention to figure out the Kshatranta form, ekavachana and bahuvachana. Udaharanam is given, janati becomes janan, janantaha. Anantaram, Aruna Bhagini.
Gruhnati, gruhnan, gruhnantaha.
Next one also. Two each.
Okay. Krinati, krinan, krinantaha.
Anantaram, Mahesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell. Roditi.
Roditi, rudantaha.
Dadati.
Dadati, dadantaha. Dadataha.
Nakara will not be there for dadati. Okay. Then Devesh.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Karoti will be kurvan and kurvantaha. Shaknoti will be shuknuvan and shuknuvantaha.
Shaknuvan only. No, shakara will not get ukara.
Sorry, शक्नुवन्तः न शक्नुवन्तः शक्नुवन्तः.
Okay, उत्तमम्. अनन्तरं प्रिया भगिनी.
आं भगिनि. बिभेति बिभ्यत् बिभ्यतः. आप्नोति आप्नुवन् आप्नुवन्तः.
उत्तमम्. अनन्तरं ललिता भगिनी.
बध्नाति बध्नन् बध्नन्तः शृणोति शृण्वन् शृण्वन्तः.
उत्तमम्. अनन्तरम् आवरणे दत्तानां क्रियापदानां सहायेन उचितैः शत्रन्तरूपैः रिक्तस्थलानि पूरयत. So we have to fill in the blanks with the proper shatranta form. Udaharanam is given. Let us take a look. Nartakaha geetam shrunvan. Okay, nartakaha. Bahuvachana is there. So shrunvantaha. Nartakaha geetam shrunvantaha nartitavantaha. As they are listening to the song, they were dancing. Anantaram Ramurthy Mahodaya. Chhatraha.
Chhatraha Rudantah Patham Likitavantah.
Rudantaha va?
Rudantah Patham Likitavantah.
Okay. Second sentence also.
Bhaktaha Japam Kurvantah Anandam Anubhavanti.
Uttamam. Uttamam. Anantaram Vasanta Bhagini. Archakaha Tirtham.
Dadatah Upavishtavantaha Santi.
Archakaha
Pustakani Shiksha Archakaha Tirtham Dadataha Upavishtavantaha Santi. Shikshaha Pustakani Krinantaha Shalam Agatavantaha.
So the Archakaha, while they were giving the Tirtham, they were also sitting. So they were sitting and giving the Tirtham. And the teachers, Shikshakaha Pustakani Krinantaha Shalam Agatavantaha. So while they were buying the books, they came to the, they were coming or they came to the school. Okay. So as they are purchasing the books, they were coming to the school. Vidyarthinaha Shikshakebhyaha. Again, Aruna Bhagini.
Bibhyatah. Vidyarthinaha Shikshakebhyaha Bibhyatah. Oh, this is Vidyarthinaha. So, yeah, Bibhyataha Gruhapatam Samapitavantaha.
Bibhyataha or Bibhyataha, Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam, Bibhyataha. It was
Vidyarthinaha means.
What is Samapitavantaha, Bhagini?
Completing. Grihapatam Samapitavantaha. So as they were afraid of the teachers, they completed their homework.
The Samaptam antanga Telugulo
correct. Samapitavantaha means they completed their homework because they are afraid. And instead of because, as they are afraid of the teacher.
Abhimaninaha Pakshasya Dvajam Apaneshu Bhadnataha Agre Gatavantaha.
So Abhimaninaha.
Abhimana, the followers.
Pakshasya Dvajam means their party's flag.
Okay. Oh, Pakshasya Dvajam. Dvajam is the flag. So Pakshasya is the party. Okay. So Apaneshu is the shop. Okay. Apaneshu. Then
Badnataha.
While
so as they are tying. Ante in the shops they were tying the flags and moving forward.
Okay. Agre is moving forward. Okay.
Agre Gatavantaha. So Gatavantaha is in Bhutakalam. So they moved forward as they were tying the flags in the shops. They moved forward.
Astu Bhagini.
Anantaram Mahesh. आवर्णे दत्तानां क्रियापदानां शत्रन्तपुंलिङ्ग एकवचनान्तेन रूपेण रिक्तस्थानानि पूरयत. Okay, उदाहरणं let us see. सुग्रीवः रुदन् रामस्य साहाय्यं पृष्टवान्. So Sugriva, as he was crying, asked for Rama's help. Ramasya sahaayam prishtavan. The first sentence. Saha karyam kartum. Mahesh.
Appear. Yes, ma'am. Karyam kartum dash appear tushnim
Sthitavan.
सः कार्यं कर्तुं सः कार्यं कर्तुं
Shaknuvan api means being capable of doing the work. He simply stood there without doing anything. Okay, so here the look at the words that are given above, which we have to use. Grishnati, badhnati, janati, prapnoti, roditi, shaknoti, bibheti. Here api is there in the sentence. Saha karyam kartum dash api tushnim sthitavan means able to do the work. He still stood still, like he did not do anything. Okay, so shaknuvan api. Saha karyam kartum shaknuvan api tushnim sthitavan. Capable of doing the work, he simply stood. Okay. Anantaram Devesh Shankaraha
प्रादेशिक भाषां dash अपि स्वमातृभाषया एव उत्तरितवान्. Yes.
Pradeshika Bhasha means regional language. Okay. Shankaraha
Swamatrabhashaya is mother tongue.
Yes. So knowing the regional language, he still spoke only in his mother tongue. That is the meaning of the sentence. What word do you think is appropriate there?
Janan.
Janannapi. Shankaraha pradeshika bhasham janannapi swamatrubhashaya eva uttaritavan. So no, he knows the regional language, but he spoke only in his mother tongue. Anantaram Lalita Bhagini Sarveshaha Nutanan Anubhavan
सर्वेशः नूतनान् अनुभवान् प्राप्नुवन् कार्यश्रेण्याम् अग्रे गतवान्.
So प्राप्नुवन् वा प्राप्नुवन्तः वा?
सर्वेशः.
Oh, सर्वेशः. Okay, it is in ekavachana only. So yeah, प्राप्नुवन्. कार्यश्रेण्याम् अग्रे गतवान्. नूतनान् अनुभवान् प्राप्नुवन् कार्यश्रेण्याम् अग्रे गतवान्. So sarveshaha nutanan anubhavan prapnuvan. So while experiencing, okay, the new experiences, while obtaining new experiences, he moved forward. Karya shrenyam means in his work, whatever work it is. It need not be like the work that pays, whatever it is. Anantaram panguhu dandam dash marge chalati. Priya Bhagini. Panguhu means lame person, one who is handicapped in the leg.
Okay. Panguhu dandam grishnati. So grishnan marge chalati.
Panguhu dandam grishnan marge chalati. Anantaram Vasanta Bhagini. Nartakaha padayohu kinkinim
शीघ्रं धावितवान्. नर्तकः
पादयोः किङ्किणीं
Bandhan
Badnan.
Shigram Dhatavan.
Dhavitavan. It is Badnan. Okay.
Badnan.
Anantaram. Mahodaya.
Okay.
Dushtat dash karmakaraha.
आं भगिनि दुष्टात् बिभ्यतः बिभ्यन् दुष्टात् बिभ्यन् कर्मकरः कार्ये दोषं कृतवान्.
Bibhyat. For bibheti we don't get the nakara, so bibhyat. Dushtat bibhyat means afraid of the bad person. Karmakaraha, the worker, karye dosham kritavan. So he did some mistake in the work. Sometimes even though they are worried about if they make a mistake, they might get into trouble, but because of all that fear, they actually make mistakes. Okay. Yeah. Anantaram, Padasangraha. So here, like in every lesson, we have some dhatus given in this section. So here we have Gana to count. Okay. The same 9 forms will be there. Ganayati, Ganyate, Ganayishyati. Ganayitavyam, Gananiyam. Ganitaha, Ganita, Ganitam. Ganitavan, Ganitavati. Ganayan, Ganayanti. So these are the forms that we are studying right now. Ganayan means to count, while counting. So Balakaha Pustakani Ganayan. Okay, Balakaha Ganayan. What can he be doing while counting? While counting the books, he was writing. He can be writing. Okay, writing the count of the books. Ganayan Likhati. Like that, we can make a sentence like that. Ganayanti is Strilinga. Ganayan is Pumlinga. Ganayamanaha. So Ganayamanaha is the Shanach. Like how I said for the Kshatranta form. For the Atmanepadi Dhatu. So the present continuous, if it is for the Parasmaipadi Dhatu, it is called Kshatranta. Okay. If it is for Atmanepadi Dhatu, it is called Shanach. So here we have both Ganayan and Ganayamanaha, which means this Gan Dhatu is Ubhayapadi. Because it is Ubhayapadi, we have the Kshatranta and Shanach form. Okay. And then Ganayitva, Viganaya and Ganayitum. Okay. Next, Char means to graze, Charati, or to wander about. Either it is to graze or to simply roam about. Charati, Charyate, Charishyati, Charitavyam, Charaniyam, Charitaha, Charita, Charitam, Charitavan, Charitavati, Charan, Charanti. Okay, these are the Kshatranta forms. In Pumlinga, Charan, Strilinga, Charanti. Charitva, Sancharya. Lyabanta form is Sancharya. Charitum. And then Ching is to collect. Chinoti. Chinoti, Chiyate, Cheshyati. Chetavyam, Chayaniyam. Chitaha, Chitachitam. Chitavan, Chitavati. Chinvan. Chinvan will be the Kshatranta form. Chinvati. And then Chitva, Vichitya, Chetum. It is to not only collect but to select also. It can be used as to select also. Okay, from a group. Chiti means to think. Chint is the dhatu. Chintayati, Chintyate, Chintayishyati, Chintayitavyam, Chintaniyam, Chintitaha, Chintata, it should be Chintita. Chintitaha, Chintita, Chintitam, Chintitavan, Chintitavati, Chintayan, Chintayanti, Chintayamanaha, Chintayitva, Vichintya, Chintayitum. So here this also is Ubhayapadi because we have Kshatranta, Chintayan and Shanach, Chintayamanaha. Okay, we have both forms. That is why we can recognize this as a Ubhayapadi Dhatu. And then Chidir, to break or to cut. Chinatti, Chidyate, Chetsyati. Chetavyam, Chedaniyam. Chinnaha, Chinna, Chinnam. Chinnavan, Chinnavati. Chindan, Chindanti. Okay, this is the Shatranta form. Chitva, Vichitya, and Chetu. Okay. So you can write a few sentences using these forms that will make you more familiar with these forms. Anantaram, Prahelika. Rajan, Kamalapatraksha, Tatte Bhavatu Chakshayam, Asadayati Yadrupam, Karenuhu Karanaihi Vina. So here, usually the Prahelikas that we have, they will have one meaning, superficial meaning. And then when you do some arrangement of the words or letters in a word, you know, actual meaning will be there. So let us look at this. So Rajan, this is Sambodhana. Kamala Patraksha, you who have eyes like that of the lotus. Tat te bhavatu chakshayam. Okay. So here bhavatu cha akshayam. So here akshayam means to have plenty of something. Okay. May you have something plenty. Asadayati. Okay, asadayati is also to obtain. What should you obtain? May you have plenty of that, which is yat rupam karenuhu karanaihi vina. Now, karenuhu means a she elephant. Karanaihi vina means, karanams means, you know, right, the sense organs. Without the karanas. So, may you have plenty of that she elephant without the sense organs. It really doesn't make sense, right? So, let us look at the actual meaning. So, karanaihi vina means if you remove ka, kakara, rakara, and nakara, vina means the actual meaning you have to take karanaihi not as the sense organs, but the aksharas, the consonants kakara, rakara, and nakara. So if you remove kakara, rakara, and nakara from the karenuhu word, what will remain? A, and u, right? A, and u, which will become ayuhu. Okay, which will become ayuhu. So the verse means may you have a long life. Basically, that is what this shloka means. Okay, may you have a lot of this. What is this? Ayu. So that is how you have to explain this prahelika. Okay. Anantaram subhashitam. Danam bhogo nashaha tisraha gatayaha bhavanti vittasya yaha na dadati na bhunkte tasya tritiya gatir bhavati. So danam bhogaha nashaha tisraha gatayaha bhavanti vittasya. Vittaha means wealth. Okay. Tisraha gatayaha bhavanti vittasya. There are 3 ways that a wealth can be spent. What are the 3 ways? Danam. You can either donate. Bhogaha. You can either enjoy your money. Spend it on what you like. Nashaha. Destroying. Means you are not able to use it. You are not able to donate it. It is simply destroyed. Okay. So, yaha na dadati na bhunkte tasya tritiya gatir bhavati. He who does not donate, nor does he spend it on himself for whatever he needs, then it will be destroyed. Here, destroyed means especially, it's not like it is being destroyed. How it is implied is a person is there. During his lifetime, he has earned a lot of money, but he did not either donate it nor used it for himself. He simply kept it aside and was saving. What happens at the end? He will die and the money will be taken by somebody else, right? So that is referred to as destruction here. When what is not useful for you is kind of like of useless, means it is destroyed. So if we do not either spend it or donate it, then it will be destroyed. And these are the 3 ways that money can be spent. So here we have the Padavibhaga, and wherever the Sandhi is there, mostly we have a Visarga Sandhi. Bhogo is there. It is actually Bhogaha. Nashaha tisraha. Nashas tisraha is there, right? Nashas means nashaha. Again, tisraha. Tisro means tisraha. Gatayo means gatayaha. Bhavanti vittasya. Yo is given means yaha. Na dadati na bhumte. Tasya tritiya gatir bhavati. Gatihi bhavati. Together it in Visarga Sandhi it becomes gatir bhavati. Okay. So you have the Tatparyam which we discussed. The next Subhashitam. Vyasananantaram saukhyam swalpam api adhikam bhavet. Kashaya rasamasadya swadvativa ambu vindate. Okay, swadu, here vakara is there. So swadu ativa ambu vindate. Okay, vyasananantaram. Vyasanam here means hard work. Okay, difficulties. Vyasananantaram. So after a lot of difficulties, saukhyam swalpamapi adhikam bhavet. Even a little saukhyam will appear as a big. Like after you are in the hot sun for so long, even a glass of regular water will also be very soothing. You know, normally, you know, you need some fancy drink to satisfy you. But after you have spent so many hours in the hot sun, then even a glass of regular water will appear like amritam. Kashaya rasam asadya means after tasting kashayam means that tikta rasa. Actually, kashaya rasa only. We should not say tikta rasa. Means that bitter taste. Swadu. Okay, swadu ativa ambu vindate. Okay, ambu means water. So it will appear very tasty. Even regular water will appear very tasty after tasting the kashaya. Okay. So that is the...
Bhagini, is it kashaya or kashaya?
Actually, we say it as kashaya only.
In Telugu we say kashaya.
In Telugu we say kashaya. Kashaya. Sometimes for the sandhi and the chandas, they write it as kashaya. Kashaya is also there.
Okay.
Okay, it is not just kashaya. Kashaya is also there. But sometimes for when in shlokas, many times sometimes these dirghams will be there and not be there. Why? Because of the sandhi and all that. Okay.
నా శ్లోకంలో కషాయనే ఉంది భగిని.
అవునా?
తెలుగులో కషాయ రస అనే వచ్చింది.
ఓకే, తెలుగు బుక్ అది.
అవును అవును భగిని, నేను తెలుగు తీసుకున్నాను.
ఓకే, ఇన్ మై బుక్ ఇట్ ఇస్ గివెన్ as kashaya only.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I will double check and see if both are there. If both are valid forms, I will let you know. If any one of these two is wrong, that also I will let you know.
అన్వయార్థంలో కాషాయ రసం ఇచ్చారు మేడం.
అన్వయాలో
అన్వయార్థం అనే హెడ్డింగ్ ఇచ్చి దానిలో మళ్ళీ కాషాయ రసం అని ఇచ్చారు. శ్లోకంలో అయితే కషాయ రసమాసాద్య అని ఉంది. అన్వయార్థంలో కాషాయ రసం అని ఇచ్చాడు.
Okay. In my book, in all the places it is
kashaya. In Parichaya, we learnt these things,
yes,
you know, kashaya,
yes.
you know, it there also it was kashaya only. It was
kashaya only. Yeah.
Kashaya.
So kashaya only is the correct one. Kashaya, I don't know. It could have been a typo, Bhagini, in the Telugu book.
Astu Bhagini.
Anantaram, Kavya Katha. Mantralochanam. So what did we study in the first lesson? Narada comes to Krishna to convey his message of Indra. Indra want me to convey this message to you. For that reason, I came to you. So right now, this Shishupala's misdeeds are, troubling everybody. Like how every year, in every avatar, you are coming back for Dushta Sikshana and Sishta Rakshana. Like that, you have to do something about Shishupala, he says, this is the message of Indra. Mantralochanam. Yada Narada Munihi Dwaraka Nagarat Nivrittavan Tadaiva means Tada Eva Indraprastha Nagarat Yudhishthiraha Anyam Sandesham Sri Krishnaya Preshitavan. So just as Narada Muni left, he received another message. Krishna received another message from Indraprastha Nagaram from Yudhishthira. Yudhishthiraha Rajasuya Yagam Kartum Sankalpam Kritavan Asit. So Yagasya Madhye Vignaha Bhavati iti Dharmarajaha Bhitaha Asit. Ataha Saha Sri Krishnam Ahutavan. So Yudhishthira is planning to perform a Rajasuya Yagam, and he is afraid of a Vigna, of any Vigna that might happen during the Yaga. So for that reason, he invited Krishna to protect his Yaga from any potential Vignas. Sri Krishna Chintitavan Ekatra Deva Karyam Anyatra Bandhu Karyam Kim Karomi iti Sandehaha Utpannaha Samasyam Parihartum Saha Mantralochanam Kartum Nischitavan. Okay. So now he is thinking, on one side it is Deva Karyam, on another side Bandhu Karyam. Now which one to do? So he decided to discuss it. So for that he calls Jnanavrittaha Uddhavaha Agrajaha Balaramaha cha Agatavantau Trayaha Militva Mantralochanam Akurvan. So he called upon Uddhavaha, who is a Jnanavrittaha, means a very knowledgeable person, and then his elder brother Balarama. He invited them both to discuss about what needs to be done. Sri Krishna Narada Maharshihi Devendrasya Sandesham Grihitva Agatavan Dushta Shishupalasya Vadaha Karaniyaha iti Suchitavan Yudhishthiraha Yagaya Mam Ahutavan Tasya Vignabhayam Asti Evam Karyadvayam Sampraptam Dharmarajasya Anujaha Viraha Shuraha cha Tasmat Dharmarajaha Tesham Sahayena Yagam Karoti Shishupalaha tu Dushtaha Dine Dine Vardhate Nitikaraha Vadanti Vyadihi Vardhamanaha Shetruhu cha na Upekshaniyaha iti Ayam Mama Abhiprayaha Atra Yukta Yuktam Vicharya Kathayantu iti Uktavan. So Krishna invited both Uddhavaha and Balaramaha, and he told them. So Narada Maharshi came bringing Indra's Sandesham that Shishupala needs to be taken care of. He is troubling everybody. And then on the other hand, Yudhishthira invited me to protect his Yaga. So we have two things to be done. But I am thinking Dharmaraja has four brothers. Okay. He has younger brothers who are all very courageous and capable. Viraha Shuraha cha. So Tasmat Dharmarajaha Tesham Sahayena Yagam Karoti. So he can always use them and to protect his Yaga. But Shishupala, his bad deeds are becoming more and more day by day. Okay, and Nitikaraha, what did they say? Vyadhim Vyadihi Vardhamanaha Shetruhu cha na Upekshaniyaha. We should not postpone a disease and a Shetru who is becoming stronger. We have to take care of both those immediately. This is my opinion. So you also tell me your opinion. Okay, Yukta Yuktam Vicharya. Thinking, considering what is right and what is not right. You also tell me your opinion. This is what Krishna said to both Uddhava and Balarama. Okay. That is this, in this lesson, that is the story. And then we have Anvaya Rachana. So here, in this section, we have selected verses from Bhagavad Gita. So not all the verses are given, but some selected verses. The verses are taken from the first chapter of the Gita, as it is not possible to include all the verses of this chapter in these 10 lessons. only a few shlokas have been extracted. In some places, the latter half of one shloka is combined with the former half of the next shloka, and that is done for completion of the meaning. Okay, so many times when shlokas are written, the meaning also can be shared across the shlokas. One sentence can be across two shlokas. Sometimes one shloka can have 3 sentences also. So here the meaning in brief is given. The blind Dhritarashtra wanted to see the happenings in the Mahabharata war field. To fulfill his desire, Sanjaya was blessed by Vyasa with a divine vision that enabled him to see the happenings of the war field while sitting in the camp with Dhritarashtra. This is the story that forms the background for Bhagavad Gita. The armies of Kauravas and Pandavas are in array on the battlefield. Arjuna wants to see the warriors in the enemy's army. Krishna stops the chariot between the two armies for Arjuna to take a good look at those whom he has to fight. Arjuna is terrified at the sight of his kith and kin there and drops his bow, saying he would not fight. There begins the teaching of Krishna. Krishna elaborates on what is dharma and what is adharma and proceeds to explain many things to Arjuna. So this is in Bhagavad Gita. We begin with the second shloka of the first chapter. In reply to Dhritarashtra's query, what did my sons and Pandu's sons do in the battlefield? For that question, Sanjaya says, Drishtva tu Pandavanikam vyudham duryodhanastada acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. Okay, so the Padavibhaga will be Drishtva tu Pandavanikam vyudham duryodhanaha tada acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. So like we discussed in the last class, for any time when we are doing Anvaya, whether it is for a shloka or even for a sentence, we have to identify the Kriya Padam first. And then we have to ask, put these questions, kaha, like say for example, in this shloka, abravit is the Kriya Padam, right? Abravit means spoke. Kaha abravit, who spoke? Raja abravit. Kam abravit, what did he speak? Vachanam abravit. Okay, so we got the karta and karma. Now what are the other karakas? I told you in detail the karakas. All these together will make that action to happen. Sometimes the details of every karaka may not be given all the time, but whatever is given to obtain those words, we have to keep asking these questions. We know that to get the kartru karakam, we have to put the question in prathama vibhakti. So kaha abravit, all these are based on the kim shabda only, but to get the karta, which will be in prathama vibhakti, we have to ask kaha abravit, raja abravit. Then to get the karma karakam, the karma padam, kam abravit, vachanam abravit. If it is in napumsakalinga, kim abravit, vachanam abravit. And then to whom did he say this, right? And again, like I said, not every time all the karaka relations will not be given in every sentence. Sometimes only some of them will be given. So depending on what is given, we have to frame the questions. So here, Acharyam Upasangamya. Okay. So after approaching his guru, then he spoke. Okay. So Kam Upasangamya means approaching whom? Acharyam Upasangamya. Kim Kritva also you can say. Kim Kritva Abravit Upasangamya Abravit. Kam Upasangamya means after approaching, he said. Approaching whom? After approaching whom? Kam Upasangamya Acharyam Upasangamya. Punaha Kim Kritva Drishtva. Here there are two actions that this Raja has done. One is after seeing, and another one is after approaching. So first we said after approaching his guru. Okay. And then you have to say, actually you have to reverse the order. After seeing, okay, he approached his guru and then spoke. So first you can ask, Kim Kritva Vachanam abravit drishtva means after seeing. Kam drishtva, seeing what? Pandavanikam, after seeing the army of Pandavas. Pandavanikam drishtva vachanam abravit. Okay. And then punaha kim kritva, again after doing what did he spoke? Upasangamya means after approaching. Vachanam abravit. Kam upasangamya, approaching whom? Acharyam. Okay. And then, so that is how you do. And then Vyudham is there. So how do we connect Vyudham? That will become the Visheshana of Pandavanikam. So Kidrisham Pandavanikam, Vyudham Pandavanikam means Pandava's army that is in an array, means in some kind of arrangement. Army in wars will not simply stand as they please. They have a particular arrangement. They have names for these arrangements. That arrangement is called Vyudham. So Pandavanikam, Vyudham Pandavanikam means army of Pandavas which is in a particular arrangement, array it is called. Okay. So that will become the Visheshana of Pandavanikam. That is why Kidrisham Pandavanikam, Vyudham Pandavanikam. Duryodhanaha, kada abravit, tada abravit. Then he spoke. Okay. Now, avyayams you can simply put aside like tu. That really there is no question for that you can pose. So such avyayams you can simply list them out later on. Okay. Tada also can be listed out, but kada you can always put a question because that is indicating kaladhikaranam. Kada abravit, tada abravit. Like that you can write. So this overall I'm explained it to you based on what we discussed last week. Now let us see how it is given here. So Vakya Vishleshanam, Kriyapadam Abravit. Now here he classified the words based on the vibhaktis. Now what are all the words in Prathama Vibhakti? Duryodhanaha and Raja. And then in Dvitiya Vibhakti, Vachanam, Acharyam, Pandavanikam, Vyudham. Okay. Now, Vachanam is the karma padam of Abravit, whereas Acharyam is the karma padam of Upasangamya. Pandavanikam is the karma padam of Drishtva. And Vyudham is Visheshana of Pandavanikam. That is why it is in the same Vibhakti. Okay. And then we have a Swanta and Lyabanta. One is Drishtva, which is Swanta, and Lyabanta, which is Upasangamya. And then the Avyayams. So, like this in a shloka, after doing the Padavibhaga, you should be able to analyze every word, what it is, in which vibhakti it is, whether it is an avyayam or not. If it is an avyayam, what kind of avyayam, and all that. Okay. If it is a suffix, what kind of suffix, everything, if you are able to classify, then connecting them will become a lot easy. Okay. So here the main verb is abravit. The object of it is vachanam. Acharyam is the karma of the kriya upasangamya. Vyudham is an adjective to Pandavanikam. Okay. These two words have anvaya in the kriya drishtva. Okay. And here now anvaya rachana. Like we discussed, okay, abravit is the kriya padam. Kaha abravit? Duryodhanaha abravit. Kidrishaha Duryodhanaha? Raja Duryodhanaha. So here Raja is taken as Visheshana of Duryodhanaha. And Duryodhanaha is taken as the main karta. Okay. Earlier I missed the word Duryodhanaha. That is why I did not mention. I directly took Raja as the karta. But since we have Duryodhana, you can take Duryodhana as the karta and Raja will become Visheshana to Duryodhana. Kim abravit? Vachanam abravit. Kim kritva abravit? Upasangamya abravit. Kam upasangamya, approaching whom? Acharyam. Punaha kim kritva abravit? Drishtva. Kim drishtva? Pandavanikam. Kidrisham Pandavanikam? Vyudham Pandavanikam. Kada abravit? Tada. Okay. So did you understand the Anvaya Rachana, how to write? All of you?
Bhagini, one question here with the Padavibhagaha. There is in Sandhi Pandava plus Anikam. It says. So Pandavanikam. So when you're doing the Padavibhadha also, Pandavanikam is a it's a compound, it's a word. Samasta padam it comes. But Duryodhanaha plus Tada, that is separated out. Duryodhana Tada. So why this separation like that? How do we
Very
know
good.
where to separate it out? And
yes, yes. So basically, Pandavanikam is a Samastapadam, whereas Duryodhanastada is not a Samastapadam. Duryodhanastada is simply the combination of the words Duryodhanaha and Tada. Only Sandhi is there. Whereas in Pandavanikam, it is a Samastapadam. Sometimes Samastapadams can also have Sandhi. So only to show the Sandhi, he gave it under Sandhi. But he did not split in the Padavibhaga. Why? Because the Samastapadams cannot be split. If we split, the meaning will be destroyed. Here Pandava Anikam means Pandavasya Anikam. Pandavanam Anikam. Actually, Pandavas army. That is the relation between those two words. It is a Samastapadam. So we cannot split it in Padavibhaga. But only to show that there is a Sandhi there, he mentioned it under the subtitle Sandhi. Whereas Duryodhana's Tada, Duryodhanaha Tada, there is no relation between the words Duryodhana and Tada. They are only joined with Visarga Sandhi. So that is why we can split. For Samastapadams, it is not simply the joining of two words. There will be a relation, and that the new word that comes, the Samastapadam, will mean a totally different thing. Okay? Here Pandavanikam means, it means Anikam, means it means army. But whose army? Pandava's army. So that is the meaning. So we cannot split Pandava and Anikam separately. If we split, then the meaning of that word is lost.
okay.
So because you have not yet studied the samasas, all that explanation will not be given here. So you simply have to look at the Padavibhaga and see where the Vibhaga is done. Only that you do the Vibhaga. For the words that Vibhaga is not done, you understand that it is a Samastapadam and leave it like that. Okay. When we do samasas in the next level, then you will be able to understand the meanings of all these Samastapadams. Means, of course, you know the meaning of the word Pandavanikam, but how to show that meaning? Pandavanam Anikam. Like that you have to explain. Now Ramalayam is there. Ramasya Alayam. It is not something else. It is Rama's Alaya. So that is the relation between Rama and Alaya. It belongs to Rama. Like that. Dasharatha Putraha means Dasharathasya Putraha. Like that. Rama Lakshmana. Rama and Lakshmana. It means. So that is another samasa. Like that we have to explain the meaning or the relation between the words which are in a Samastapadam. That is a whole different thing. But here in the shloka analysis, we usually do not, not only in the shloka analysis, anywhere also, you don't simply split the Samastapadam. You take it as a word only, compound word only. But to explain it, we have to write it showing the relation between the words, and that explanation is called Vigraha Vakya of that Samastapadam. Okay, that we'll learn in level 4.
Okay. Dhanyavada Bhagini.
Yeah. So moving on to the second shloka. Pashyaitam Pandu Putranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Pashya etam. Now we have to do the Pada Vibhaga. Pashya etam Pandu Putranam Acharya Mahatim Chamu Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Okay, Pashya is the Kriyapadam here. Means it is in Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana. Right? Pashya. So means look. Etam Pandu Putranam Mahatim Chamum. Okay, look at this. Mahatim Chamum. Chamum means army. Mahatim means great army. Of whose is this great army? Panduputranam. Okay, it belongs to the Panduputras. Acharya is the Sambodhana here. Hey Acharya, Pashya. So what should the Acharya look at? Panduputranam Mahatim Chamum. The very great army or big army of the Panduputras. Vyudham. And now how is this Chamum? How is this army again in Vyudham? In Vyudha. Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. So here Drupada Putrena Vyudham means this Vyudha, this arrangement is done by Drupada Putra. So Drupada Putrena. And what kind of Drupada Putra is he? Dhimata, very intelligent. Tava Shishyena. Again, Drupada Putrena. What kind of Drupada Putra is he? Your Shishya. Tava Putra Shishyena. Your Shishya, by your Shishya. This arrangement is made by your Shishya, who is a very intelligent person, Dhimata. Okay, so here Pashya. And Sambodhana, whenever there is a Sambodhana in a shloka, that has to be written at the very beginning. Okay, so Acharya will be written first because it is Sambodhana. And then Pashya is the Kriyapadam. Okay, so since this is Sambodhana, that Acharya is already told. Acharya, look, there will not be another Karta here. Okay, because it is directly addressed. It is in Madhyama Purusha. Sambodhana is already given. So we don't have another Karta specifically, but we can, it is implied like Tvam Pashya. Because it is in Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana, the Karta can only be Tvam. There will not be any other Karta here. Okay, it is not given in the shloka. For better understanding, we can include if we want. Okay, so Pashya, Kam Pashya, Chamum Pashya. Okay, what is the actual thing that you need to look at here? Chamum. Now, Chamum is also army. In the previous shloka, what did we have in place of army? What is given? Anikam is given. Pandavanikam. Anikam means army. That also is army. Chamum is also army. But Chamuhu is Strilinga Shabda. That is why Vyudham. If you notice, there is a Dirgha in Vyudham. In the earlier shloka, Vyudham, there is no Dirgha there. Here, Vyudham. So, Vyudha is used as an adjective here. With Anikam, which is in Napumsaka, it is the Vyudha also takes the same linga. Whereas here Chamuhu is a Strilinga Shabda. So Vyudham, Vyudha will become. Okay, that also will take Strilinga Shabda. And that is why we have Dirgha here. Okay, so Kam Pashya, Chamum Pashya, Kidrishim Chamum, Mahatim Chamum. Okay, Punaha Kidrishim Chamum, Vyudham. Okay, Vyudham Chamum. Then Kasya Chamum, whose army is this? Panduputranam Chamum. Okay, here since Panduputranam is in Bahuvachana, instead of Kasya, we have to put that also in Bahuvachana. So Kesham. Kesham Chamum, Panduputranam Chamum. Okay, and then Kena Vyudham, by whom is this arrangement done? Drupada Putrena. Okay, so Drupada Putrena. Kidrishena Drupada Putrena. What kind of Drupada Putra is he? Dhimata. Dhimata is adjective. So Kidrisha. Kidrishena Drupada Putrena Dhimata Drupada Putrena. And then Punaha Kidrishena Shishyena. Kasya Shishyena Tava Shishyena. Okay, again what kind of Drupada Putra? Drupada Putra, who is a student. Who's a student? Your student. Tava Shishyena. So that is how the Anvaya should be done. The analysis. And then it will become easy for you to put it in Anvaya. Once you know the meaning of every word, it will be easy to put it in Anvaya. So look at the great army of the Pandavas, O Acharya, which is in a Vyudha arranged by Drupada Putra, who is very intelligent and none other than your own disciple. So that is how the Anvaya comes. You can put it in your own words like this in English or whatever language you are comfortable in. And accordingly, you can arrange these words in an order, and that will give you the Anvaya in Sanskrit. Okay. So once you understand the meaning very well in your mind, then you can put it, write the Anvaya in Sanskrit. Okay. So here, whatever I explained right now will be given here under this text. So I would like you to read later on that, and if you have any questions, ask me. Okay. We'll move on to the third shloka. Atra shuraha maheshwasaha bhimarjuna samaha yudhi yuyudhanaha virataha cha drupadaha cha maharataha. I already did the Padavibhaga. Here most of them are Visarga Sandhis only. So Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha. So Shura will be Shuraha, Maheshwasaha, Bhimarjuna Samaha. Okay, all these are Visarga Sandhis. Yudhi means in the battle. Yuyudhanaha Virataha cha Drupadaha cha Maharataha. Okay, so he's listing out all the people that are out there in the war field. Atra means here, Shuraha are there. Okay, and then Maheshwasaha. Maheshwasaha means great archers actually. Okay, Bhimarjuna Sama means what kind of great archers are they? Who are equivalent to Bhima and Arjuna in the war. Okay, Yuyudhanaha is there, Virataha is there, Drupadaha is there, who is a Maharataha. Okay, Maharataha means Rataha means a charioteer, and then there are so many levels of charioteers depending on how many people they can handle at a time. So one charioteer, if he is able to fight only one other charioteer at a time, then he is called simply a Rathaha. Okay, he is one charioteer, he can fight only one other charioteer during war. One charioteer, if he is able to fight 100 other charioteers at a time, then he is called something else. Like Maharathaha can mean one charioteer who can fight 100 or 1000 or whatever. I don't know the exact number right now, I don't remember, but that is how the levels of these words are given. Okay. Okay. So here let us look at the Anvaya Rachana. So here there is no Kriya Padam if you observe in this shloka. So what is he saying? Atra, and then he said here Shuraha, Maheshwasaha, Yuyudhanaha, Virataha, Drupadaha, Maharataha. And then that's it. He did not give any Kriya Padam. Means he's saying in this battle we have all these people. So Santi, because he listed out so many people, Santi is the Kriya Padam that we have to use, which is not given in the shloka, but we can provide. Sometimes there will be words which will not be provided in the shloka but are implied. Here Santi is implied. He is listing. He says all these people are there, but that word Santi is not there, but it is implied by the poet. So we take it, and it is called Adhyahritam, providing a word which is not there in the shloka for completion of the meaning when we are writing the Anvaya Rachana is called Adhyahritam, that word. Okay, in the earlier shloka also I told you can add Tvam if you want, right? So there also you can do Adhyahritam of Tvam. So now here Santi will be the Kriyapadam, which is not given in the shloka. We take it as Adhyahritam. Ke Santi Maheshwasaha Santi. Okay. Kidrishaha Maheshwasaha Shuraha. So this Shuraha is Visheshana of Maheshwasaha. So archers, they are not regular ordinary archers. They are very courageous archers. Okay. So Kidrishaha Maheshwasaha Shuraha Maheshwasaha. Punaha Kidrishaha Maheshwasaha Bhimarjuna Samaha. Now these archers are compared to Bhima and Arjuna. So that also will become an adjective to Maheshwasaha. So Bhimarjuna Samaha is an adjective of Maheshwasaha. Punaha kaha asti. Now here in the first line we have all Bahuvachana Padams. So Santi. But in the second line, we have Yuyudhanaha, Virataha, Drupadaha, all in Ekavachana. So we can take again Asti. Okay. So Kaha Asti, Punaha Kaha Asti, Yuyudhanaha Asti. Punaha Kaha Asti, Virataha Asti. Punaha Kaha Asti, Drupadaha Asti. Kidrishaha Drupadaha, Maharataha Drupadaha. So Maharataha is only an adjective for Drupadaha. Yuyudhanaha and Virataha do not have any adjectives or anything. So simply we say Punaha Kaha Asti, Yuyudhanaha Asti. Punaha Kaha Asti, Virataha Asti. That's all. Okay. So that is how you write the
Bhagini for Yudhi.
Yudhi means in the battle. So
Putra
Putra Santi, Yudhi.
So you can't say Kasmin also? Can you say Kasmin?
You can say Kasmin, but Kutra also you can say.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So that will do these 3 shlokas in this lesson. These are pretty simple shlokas because here only the listing is done. Oh, this is there, that is there, these people are there, those people are there. The next shlokas also in the next 2 lessons or so, only listing of people will be there. So that way they are easy. But initially, sometimes, at least I, for the first time when I read these shlokas, I did not even know some of the names. So I didn't know if it is the name of a person or if it meant something else. So in that aspect, I had trouble. But otherwise, they are very simple. Okay. So then sandhis, we have discussed the Shutva Sandhi and Shtutva Sandhi at least 4 times up until now. Okay, this is a very simple Sandhi, Anuswara Sandhi. Okay, Anuswara Sandhi, we actually did this in Pravesha itself. You remember how when whenever there is Anuswara, okay, sometimes we write it as Anuswara, sometimes we write it as Makara. For example, Aham is there. You can write Anuswara on top of Ha, or you can write Makara after Ha. These are the 2 ways we can write Aham, right? When to put the Anuswara, the dot? When to write the Makara? That is the question. So for that we learned a rule back in Pravesha. What was that rule? If that Anuswara is followed by a vowel, then we have to replace the dot with a Makara. If the Anuswara is followed by a consonant, then it will remain as an Anuswara, means as a dot only. Okay. But a word, when it is all by itself, it is not in a sentence. If it is in a sentence, it will be either followed by a vowel or a consonant. But if it is by itself, then we have to always write Makara. Okay. So Aham, when you write Aham by itself, it is not any part of a sentence. Then you write Makara. Similarly, Tvam, Vayam, all these you have to write Makaras only. So a word by itself will have a Makara at the end in place of the Anuswara. But now you are bringing this word into a sentence. Then you have to look what is following this word. If this word with a Makara is followed by a vowel, a Swara, then you keep the Makara like that only. But if it is followed by a consonant, the Makara will be replaced with Anuswara, means the dot. Okay. And the only reason for that is the Makara will join with the vowel that is following, and you can join the words. Whereas with Anuswara, you cannot, if it is followed by a consonant, the Makara cannot join with the consonant. So that is why we leave it as a dot. Okay. It is a very, very simple Sandhi. In Pravesha also we learned this, but we did not learn it like a Sandhi. We simply learned it as a rule. Now that rule got a name. That's all. So Anuswara Sandhi it is called. Okay. So here Aham Prataha Devam Namaskaromi. Okay. Here both Aham and Devam, they have Anuswara, not Makara. Why? Because they are followed by consonants. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Here also Krishnam, it has Anuswara and not a Makara. Why? Because they are followed with by a consonant. Vanam gacchami, guham pashyami. Here also only anuswaras, the dots are there. Why? Because they are followed by consonants. So in all the sentences, observe that the anuswara is followed by a consonant. Satyam vada dharmam chara. Dukkham tyaja kartavyam palaya. Bhojanam kritva vidyalayam gaccha. Saha geetam shrutva harsham praptavan. Padam smritva vakyam lekhaniyam. Okay. So in all these sentences, the anuswara is followed by a vyanjana, means a consonant. So that is why it remained as a dot. So here that split is done. When you split the word aham, when you are writing it as by itself, as simply as a word, then I told you that we always have to write makara. So that is why when you split aham prataha, it will become aham makara plus prataha. Because when you split, it is considered as an individual word. When aham is by itself as an individual word, you have to write the makara. Devam namaskaromi. So in similar way, all these words, when they are split, the anuswara is replaced with makara. Okay. So here the rule is, when a makara at the end of a word is followed by any consonant, it is replaced by an anuswara. Okay. In the all above examples, a padanta makara followed by a vyanjanam is replaced by an anuswara. Okay. So did you understand this sandhi?
Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here we have a abhyasa. So basically, how do you write them? When you write it together, when you write the words together, the makara should be replaced with the dot, which is called anuswara. So sarvam nashtam. So now the makara vanishes and becomes a dot on top of va. Sarvam nashtam. Aham tam. Ahantam. Okay. Apanam gatva. Again, the makara will become the dot on top of apanam. Okay, and then tam drishtva. Again, the tam, the dot, the makara will become dot on top of the tam drishtva. Evam kritva. Pravachanam shrotum. Sabham gachan. Patrikam patha. Kim vadasi. And chatram dehi. Okay, and here in the disjoining of the sandhis, vadam tyaja. So vadam plus tyaja. Here in vadam the dot should be changed into makara, because you are splitting the word when a word is by itself, and if it has an anuswara, it is represented with makara at the end. Sevam kuru. Deepam jwalaya. Gramam gaccha. Tam suchaya. Vanam gatva. Saptamam vakyam. Ramam nama. Samskritam shreshtam. Kashtam nasti. Okay. So this is, like I said, a very, very, very simple sandhi. Anuswara sandhi. Okay. Jashtva sandhi we'll do next week, because you already had a little difficulty understanding Shutva and Shtutva. So this week again I'm giving you time to go over those two sandhis once more. Once it is very comfortable, then Jashtva sandhi will become a little easy. Why? Because all these can be a little confusing at the same time. So we'll stop here. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay.
Dhanyavada Bhagini.
Dhanyavadaha sarvebhyah. Please do revise especially the sandhis every week, so that it won't get confusing. Okay. Okay.